Alec, talking about VolleyStation spreadsheet. This is the second video. The first one, in the first video, we learned how to create a simple heat map. That was just a getting started, this is exactly what you can do in 3 minutes. Now we're going to dig into an advanced understanding of what this fantastic spreadsheet feature for VolleyStation is actually providing you. One thing you need to understand is this spreadsheet, or this Excel, call it Excel or numbers or whatever it is, that's exactly what it is a software that exists and is being created in the world. So it's something that is free that people can download and use. Software developers use it for their application. And what is happening is a team from VolleyStation just said, well, instead of us reinventing something that is new, why don't we get the best of breed? We actually pay money for those people, and they are creating something for us. So if you go to the web, and I think I'm going to have to go to the web here. And if I go to the web, to that link here, WebEx Guides Spreadsheet, you will see that this is something that is outside of VolleyStation, and this is for software developer to download and include in their program, in their software, something that allows you to have text and cells and numbers and all this kind of stuff, which is of a spreadsheet. And what is happening is VolleyStation took that base and they added some specific function and feature for volleyball. So one thing that you need to understand is there is a base here that is provided to us. If I actually can find my keynote here. And that base function provides you with math and financial and stats and pure string and pure regular expression, which is something that is happening, date, link, and charts. And those stuff are actually from the base. So you can actually do some pure mathematic or pure stat or pure calculation from string and regex and everything. Okay. For instance, this is what is happening. You go to VolleyStation and you can do things like equal 2 plus 3, and it's going to give you that, right? I have created a sheet that I'm going to give you, and I'm going to put somewhere a link with all the formulas, which provide all the formulas from the base, plus all the VS formulas that exist that are done by the VolleyStation team. So you will see that, for instance, you got some regular expressions. If you know about regular expression, which is a way of finding stuff in string and so on, you can actually use some of the regular expression where you can extract number, for instance, from a string, right? If you want to be about stats, you have information about the correlation, right? So you got some correlation that you can create. You got some, binomial distribution probability that is done for you, right, in terms of number, and that is provided to you from the base. All this function, I'm going to give that to you. We're not going to look at some of them. We may, right, the greater than, for instance, maybe one thing, stuff about the hour, some hyperlink, very interesting. So you can create spreadsheet with hyperlink so you can take people somewhere. The other one that I use a lot is the image. So you can have very nice graphic with an image that is embedded. But all that is actually the base. The link is here. I'm going to put it into the YouTube comment, and you can actually learn all that information with the spreadsheet that I'm going to upload and share with you guys. Okay, but we're here to learn about VolleyStation function and how to actually use specific volleyball calculation inside the spreadsheet. So we're going to look at the VolleyStation function. If you look at them at all the VolleyStation function starts with VS, right? And we'll look at all of them, the VS filter, VS format, VSPER, VS range, all this kind of information, okay? They all use the data volley or the VolleyStation syntax that we all know, right? So the star S is the serve by the home team. The A12R is the passing by the opposite number 12. And what we did before in the example, the star A40 pound is actually all the attack from zone 40, so 40, so left side, that were actually a kill, right? That's the base that you need to understand, okay? So for instance, the first one that we're going to look at is the function called VSCOUNT, right? And we're going to look at that. But if you look at the format of what a VolleyStation function is in Excel is it's always going to start like equal, it's kind of Excel whatever it is, then the function name, and then some parameters, right? So if you look at that the way it is, the format inside what we call the string, which is double quote, is a string, is the first part is the star 19 AX5, so that's the attack from number 19 of the home team that are X5. So from a volumetrics perspective or the base data volley, the X5 is the go, the fast at the pin that were a kill. Then VolleyStation format, comma, T, so that's a tip. And then you can have custom code where you actually, you can run any custom code. So that is going to count the information, but this format here is a data volley or VolleyStation format with the team, the number, the skill, the advanced code, the quality, right? Chroma, some of the extended code that are also from data volley, and then some of the custom code. So if you look at data volley, some of you come from data volley, all that information here, this is the query that you can actually create, right? So that query would be a A07, AH, whatever, and then you select the attack, which is a V5. You can actually specify the zone. There is no cone in VolleyStation, so you'll have to specify the location at the end, and so on, right? So remember that every call here, every query will use the format that we all know and love, and we're actually coding with, okay? So the first thing we're going to look at are the VSCOUNT, VSPER, and VSEFF, which are in English the count, which is counting, per, which is percentage, and F, which is the efficiency, which is based on the efficiency in your VolleyStation, which I believe is here in the settings or something like that, where we calculate the efficiency on the plus and minus, right? So that's how the efficiency is calculated. So the VSCOUNT star S, we all know what it is. It's actually counting the number of serves. So the way you're going to do that is you are in your in my spreadsheet. I'm going to delete this one with a delete. I'm going to unmerge here with this one, and I'll do this one. So equal VSCOUNT, that's what I'm typing. So remember, I'm typing VSCO, and I can select VSCOUNT, right? I open my my double quote because it's a string, and I do star S, and it's going to tell me that I got 103 serves. Remember, you can show on video. Every time you calculate, it's going to actually give you the information, and you can right click and say show on video. I'm going to close this setting here, right? Some of the information about this one, so you need to know that this one is the opposite attack, the number of attack that are actually a kill, the number of attack that are high ball that are killed, the number of attack in zone 4-0 that are killed. So one thing you'll have to realize is, remember we have 9 zones. If I do this, so I'm going to give you a little gotcha. If I want to do all the attack from zone 4, right? It's going to show me something that is weird. And it's going to show me something that has 4 but doesn't have just the one that arrive in 4, right? So this is the gotcha. This A4 is the ball that arrive in zone 4. If you want to do the ball that start from zone 4, you will have to do the 4-0, right? Now, if I show on video, you got all the one that start from zone 4 right here, and then end up in certain situation. Now, if I want to do the 4 to SB, you know, it's the same thing. You can do 5B. And now I got all the 4 to 5B. Okay, so that's a little gotcha in terms of the attack. But that's one thing that you can do for the count. You can do also then the percentage, right? So remember, so it only is valid with the quality, but you can do the percentage of the attack 4-0 that I high. So let's do that. Let's do the VSCOUNT of the attack from 4-0 high that were a kill. I want to figure out how many there are. There are 29. Okay. Now what I do is I right click on it, and I can do Control C, Command V, or Control C, Control V. And then what I can do, instead of VSCOUNT, I double click and I type VSPER, which is the percentage. So I want to understand the percentage of attack from 4-0 that are killed. So remember, these are all the percentage compared to all the attack on 4-0 high that are not killed. So I got 41%. That's huge. And I can actually format that into a percent if I want, or I can click on the number, and I can have probably 3, like 4 or 14. Okay. The other thing that we are going to learn is the efficiency, right? So same thing. I'm going to Control C, Command V, Control C, and then instead of per, I'm going to call out the efficiency, which is calculated the way you are, right? Differently. But of course, what is the efficiency of the kill? It's all, right? So let's see the efficiency of all the attack that are not kill, like all the attack on 4-0 high ball. This is really big. This is a huge number, 35 on 4. So Puerto Rico probably played really well that game. But the count, the percentage of those skill, and then the efficiency based on your format in VolleyStation that we're going to look again. So that's the way I calculate. We all are different. We can calculate the block or not, but for me, the attack is actually the attack minus the losing direct. I don't count the block, but that's okay. You can calculate the way you want, okay? So that's the first thing we're going to do, count perf and efficiency. Now, the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to learn the VSOR and the VSN. This one is the advanced a little bit. We'll talk a little bit later, but let's say that OR is either or. So instead of calculating the efficiency of the pass from a standing float and a pass to a jump float, we're going to do the efficiency of either or of those ones. So if I want to calculate here, I'll go back into, if I find my spreadsheet. So if I want to do VS efficiency of the attack, I'm not even sure if there is any high ball, right? That may be 0, right? Because I can do the VSCOUNT. Right, there's 0. So they only have medium and everything. And maybe do they have some? No, nothing. And so the other thing we can do is I can copy this one. And now I'm going to have the efficiency of the pass on high ball and the efficiency of the pass on jump float, right? And if I want the efficiency of both, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the efficiency of, and now it's a little bit, I've got VS or, comma, right? So those brackets here are together, right? It's the VS or, right? So it's good to calculate either or, and then I got the efficiency of all that. So I'm going to take all the passing, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do all the passing on the quick and medium ball, and I'm going to calculate the efficiency. Let's see, what is this stuff? 55 here, right? 55% of the efficiency on jump float and jump spin, right? So that's the advance of the calculation. Now, we looked at 3 things: VSCOUNT, VSPER, VS efficiency. These are the ones that we use all the time. Okay, so let's do something. Let's do a little exercise. You can pause, do it on your own, and then you can play it again, and I'll give you the solution. But what I'm thinking is, open the spreadsheet right now, pause the YouTube, open the spreadsheet, create your spreadsheet, start entering information, start banging your head and figuring out, you know, the comma, the quote, and this kind of stuff. And these are the exercises that I want you to do. And when you're ready, you can actually play. So we're going to calculate the number of attack left side. We're going to calculate the efficiency on the left side. And we're going to calculate the percentage of attack on the left side. You can pause now. And you can play, and we're going to do that together. So the number of attack of the left side. So if somebody says, I want a number of attack of left side, I'm going to clean all that there. And I'm going to get number of attack left side. And I'm going to select multiple, and I'm going to merge that. So number of attack left side. So number is always VSCOUNT. So I want the attack left side. I presume it's the home team. And left side is 4-0, right? Oh, look at that. This is weird. So that's probably because I got custom. I'm going to do, it's a number. So number of attack on the left side is 87. So they got 87 attack on the left side, right? I don't put high temper, whatever, I just put the number of attack, right? Then I want to do the efficiency of the left side. So I'm going to merge. I'm going to do efficiency left side attack. If I can spell. And so efficiency, so I'm going to use the left side. So I'm going to copy this one. I can just copy directly the text there, Control C, and I can come here and I can do Control V right there. And now instead of VSCOUNT, I do the efficiency. And so I'm at 356. So I want this to be a number, but I want this to have only 356. I can do a percent if you want, 36% of efficiency. Or I can do a number. Some people in North America like the number. Some people in North America like the percentage. See what you do. It's actually not bad. That's what we want for international level. 356. So the efficiency of the left side attack was actually good. What is the other side? The percentage of attack of the left side. So same thing. I'm going to merge that together. Percentage attack left side compared to the other side, right? So I'm going to do, it's a VSPER, and I'm going to have all the attack on the left side. And so it's giving me, what is that? It's giving me 1. That's weird. So that means I got all the attack on the left side. Something is fishy here, right? So let's calculate that together. So I want to see the number of attack on the right side. So number of attack right side. The thing is, I believe it's not going to calculate. So I'll show you something. So this is the number of attack on the left side. I'm going to copy. I'm going to put it here. And these are the right side. So I do have 32. So why do I have a percentage of attack on the left side? Because their percentage is not knowing that it's calculating when it's comparing with all the attacks. So this VSPER doesn't work here because it say, well, I only have attack on the, you asked me to compare all the attack on the left side with all the attack on the left side, and that's what it is. It doesn't have any equality or whatever. If I do this, for instance, right? Now I got a certain percentage because now it's going to tell, well, okay, I'm going to compare all the minus attack versus all the plus attack, or all the plus versus the rest of the word. So this VSPER doesn't work. So what we're going to do is we're going to revert back to what we got, which is the percentage is a VSCOUNT of all the attack on the left side, right? Divided by the VSCOUNT of all the attack. Does that make sense? My percentage of attack on the left side is all the attack on the left side divided by all my attack. Now I got a percentage, which is crazy. But okay. Let's see if it's true or not. Let's see the number of attack. Instead of a number of attack on the right side, I say number of total attack. Number of total attack, right? And now this one is going to be all the attack. I got 164 attack, 87 on the left side. So yeah, it seems that Puerto Rico in that game got 53% of the attack on the left side. Right? And that's interesting. You can have that right away in your first, fourth set or whatever and say, okay, they're going like half of the ball are going to the left side to Stephanie, I believe. So that's the answer for those 3 questions, the number, the efficiency, and the percentage, which is not the VSPER, but it's really a division there. Okay? Let's continue now with the next topic. One of the things that we're going to talk about is what we call the surrounding plays. So I can calculate, for instance, all the attack, but maybe I want to figure out all the attack after a good pass, so after a bad pass, all the block on high ball. So I need to calculate something based on something that happens before or something that happened after. One of the things that we do the most are the first ball side outs on perfect pass, right? On good pass, right? So for that, we're going to calculate and we're going to use something that is inside VolleyStation, and it's called the surrounding, and it's got a little semicolon, and then it's got some string here. Here we have the P, here we have a B, here we have a R, okay? So this is how you're going to read that. I want to calculate something that happened, so they need to happen together, right? So I want to calculate something and something that happened together, which is I want to calculate the number of perfect reception, okay? And I want to see the number of attack that are after that perfect reception, right? So no setter, I want to see the number of first n, right? So I want to calculate the number, well, let's see that. Let's see if we have anything in Puerto Rico. So I want to calculate, and what I do is I actually close my bracket here. This is what I do so I know I don't forget. And then I put a lot of space. So I want to calculate something that happens again, right? So the first thing that I want to do is I want to calculate the number of perfect reception, okay? And, sorry, comma. And the other thing that I want, same thing, I'll do the stuff so I don't forget, right? So there's a little bracket here. I don't know if you see that, and that's the other one here. And I want to see on the number of attack, right? And I want just the number of attack? Yeah, the number of attack on P plus 1. So in the same play, right? Remember, plays is 3 touches usually. In the same play, I want to see if there is a perfect reception and there is an attack right away. So no setter, right? I pass and I got a first hand. Let's see. 0. Now, do I have any reception with an attack? Nothing. So do I have, maybe that's the stuff. If I have E, which is the stuff right after, then I got 81. So in that game, there is no direct attack after a reception. There is nothing in the code, right? If I look at the code of that game, let's see here. There is nothing in that game when there is a pass, and right away there is an attack. I'm wondering the code in Data Volley for a, is that PP? Yeah. Right. So what we got is the way it's coded is we have this one. And we have the set, and then we have the attack. Some of us actually just remove that set and say there's this one and there's the attack. So that's one of the things. That's why it's actually not showing. But this one, that's the way it calculates. I want a number of pass and I want a number of attack right after. Okay. So that's P. P is for play, which is right after. So usually P plus 1 or P plus 2, which is inside the list there of the play. Ball is the ball possession. B0 is the same ball possession. So now this is how, so if you have one thing to take care, to remember about this video is this one here, which is this calculation of your first ball side out on a good pass, right? This is how you read that. I want to count the number of either or a perfect pass or a good pass. And in the same ball, I want to see the number of kill, right? So I want either a good or a perfect pass, and then I want to see if there is a kill in the same ball possession, which is pass set and everything, right? So if I cut this one, and I will probably have to change some of the quote there. I'll do that here. So I'll need to use those one because web processing use some kind of weird quote. But if I cut and paste this one, and if I put it inside my spreadsheet here, so I would say first ball set out. So I want to count the good pass and the attack in the same ball position. I got 20. Let's see that on video, right? So if you look on video, this one, and if you expand that, right, you'll see that there is a serve, there is a plus, and then there is a kill, right? And so is a plus, and then there is a kill. You can do, if you just want to do the kill, now you have to do a little bit different, right? You want to calculate, the first stuff is you want to calculate the kill where, you know, the pass is actually end, right? So that's what you're going to get there. But we're just showing you the good pass so you can actually see. Right now you can create your montage and you can actually see on the good pass, this is where we're running and this is what we're actually killing if I actually got better number of seconds here. Okay? So remember that one is your first ball set out on good pass. You're going to use it a lot. Some other information, R is the rally, right? So if I want to understand if somebody makes 2 attacks error in a row, that's probably what I'm going to count. I want to count when, you know, they make an error. I'm going to use this one here. I want to do when they do an attack error and they do an attack error in the previous rally. So I want to see the error from a rally when they have also an attack error in the previous rally, right? The other thing you have to remember is you can use the not in every of those stuff. So you can use that inside the play, the ball, and the rally, right? So this is the thing here. I want to calculate the left side attack in transition. I'm going to count the left side attack where in the same ball, in the same transition, there is no reception by the home team. Right? So this is telling me all the left side attack in transition. Let's see that. I go back to my spreadsheet and I'll say trans left side attack, if I can spell. I paste it here, count all the left side attack, and if I show it on video, and if you expand, you'll notice that this is not after a reception, or this is, oh no, there's a free ball there, right? And this one here, it's interesting because the sheet's actually showing me all those one there, and that's not the calculation. So this one, yeah, this one is actually weird because it's not showing me what I want. Because I don't want the pass on the stuff. So let's see if I can hack it at this one. If I can copy this one, go into my video analysis, and if I cut this, I can remove, I think, the equal sign. Oh, you know what I got? Somebody figure it out. You know what I'm missing? What am I counting here? What I'm counting the first one, because I forgot the end. This is something that I need to change. Look at what I forgot. You remember that? I want to count. Both of these should happen. I don't want to count just the 4. I want to count this and when this is not the next one. Now I got 43. And when I show that on video, you see that? So I made an error live and I need to fix it. So when I send you the spreadsheet, you'll see what's happening. So that's the way that it goes, right? And that's the way you actually debug. Okay, I'll stop here. Let me show you what we learned and what we did in that long video. We learned that the VolleyStation spreadsheet function is based on something that exists already that provides you with a whole bunch of information if you want to calculate that and string and calculating. We can merge. So some of the things that I do is I merge the name of the team or I measure the number of player and I put the number something after whatever. So I do some string concatenation, so it's actually nice. I got some stat and correlation if I figure out. I don't use the financial for some reason. And a lot of sparkling chart that we looked further down. And what is happening is VolleyStation is adding its own function. They all start with VS. They all use the data volley or the VolleyStation format, which is the team, the number of the skills, the extended code, and the custom code. Okay. The 3 basic ones that we're going to use are going to be the VSCOUNT, the VSPERFORM percentage, and the VS efficiency. And we also learned how to calculate with the surrounding play. And one of the things that we learned live in front of everybody is that there was an error and we missed the end, and we need to have the end. We can use the play, the ball, the rally, and the surrounding. Okay, thank you very much. Follow me for the next video and a couple later. Thank you. Take care. Bye.